I have pushed the button.
Excellent.
Welcome to Morelia Python Radio, episode 612. And we have Tj Cambers joining us from...
Can we quit when we get to episode 666? Is that doable?
We can't go past that.
It's
like
it's the
Y2K.
the mark of
like
the beast. That. Like, you know, it's like that seems like a really hardcore rock and roll kind of way to stop.
Yeah. TJ's from Chamber Serpents. So, yeah, we're going to get into, obviously, Carpet Python talk.
I mean, why else are we here?
Why? Yeah, of course,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk probably some scrubs. And
yes.
TJ just produced a clutch of Papuan pythons. Apodora. Not the carpet Papuan python.
Apodora. The only acceptable Papuan python.
Which is pretty freaking awesome and a huge accomplishment.
It is. And I do have to talk to him about scrubs because I failed miserably with scrubs this year.
Terrible.
Ow.
Terrible.
Ow.
Terrible.
Ow.
Usually like...
Ow. Ow. I got eggs this year. Ow. You know?
I failed too.
I know.
I'm owning it. It's not like I'm saying you're the only one that failed.
That's like, screw you, you're drowning. I'm like, you're already on the bottom of the pool. Like, it's...
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we do that, I wanted to quickly talk about the clutch.
Yeah,
that you.
I've been tempting you. Oh,
yes,
buddy.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
So, and this is you gotta understand. This is what I live for. Like this is the thing. This is I got Vanessa from you, and then I got Deadpool from Buddy. And I have pictures and posts of the two of them as babies and being like, these two will eventually go together. Like, this will be like, and I've been waiting. And they did not disappoint. Holy
I knew they wouldn't.
Shit. Oh my God. I said red too many times in my post, and both Eric and Ish just showed up. They were the first two comments were them. But first off, there's like one or two what would be considered normal tiger jags.
Okay.
Everything else is a red something or other.
Okay.
Like, and I'm not even saying like red jag. These things are red tiger jags. There's clean, bald back. They're like white with reddish on them. And then there was that one baby that I showed you that popped out and it was red. It was like just red straight off the bat. Everything.
They haven't even shed yet either.
No, they haven't shed yet. and there are 4.
Wait till they shed, dude.
I know. I can't even. There are 4 red tigers. One that looks like the Balin red tigers that you and I used to get. Perfect striping, dark red.
Okay.
And then the other 3 look like Molly. Like they look like reddish that way. And I mean,
yeah, I'm
sitting here and I'm like, and of course, this is after I hatched an entire clutch of caramel Xanax.
Yeah.
Caramel, possibly Xanax. Some caramels in there, some other stuff. Hatched an entire clutch of super caramel end pens and water pythons. So I'm sitting here and I'm not picking and choosing from those other clutches. I'm like focused on these reds.
Yeah.
And then next week is my super caramel jag to my M pen stripe.
Okay.
But I've never been this happy with a clutch for years. Like, as in, like, they hit every expectation of what I wanted.
Yeah, it's kind of it's awesome to see it happen because it would have been what I've been breeding towards.
Yes.
But I just haven't done it. But now it's like, okay, next year. Yeah. Holy shit. That's awesome.
And then I have one more red clutch, which is the male Deadpool was bred to his sister. So those reds are about a week away too.
Okay.
So
cool.
But no, it's been a while since I hatched jags too. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I miss seeing those like little heads coming out that are like completely like with the head stamp. There's one.
Did you just say head stamp?
Shut up. There's one. There's one baby boy that has the letters V and T on his head. So I'm like, all right, well, it's like VT. Like, all right, well, it's okay. It's going to be so hard to pick holdbacks. And I already have people being like, what are you doing with those reds? And I'm like, back off. Like I will.
Yeah, man.
Like it is. I'm waiting. I can't wait for them to shed. When they shed, I'm going to take a picture of every single baby.
Yes.
I want to see that. Like, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I knew that was going to be a special one.
Yeah.
Did you end up getting the one from Brian Hummel too?
No, that one went to Eric.
Brian. Okay.
That one went to Eric, but but it's just like, or it went to Ish. Ish or Eric had that one. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got, dude, like the blood is there. Like even like Vanessa she doesn't look like she's got a lot of red in her. Like it's there though. I know it's there. And her offspring prove it because Jesus Christ. Like it is. And I was just like, hey, I'll give her next year off. I'm like, no, I'm putting the food to her. I would want to do this again.
Yes.
Like, it is. I got another male red that's coming up that Ish gave me. So
we've turned Owen from a caramel guy to a red guy.
I can do both. I can do both. It's a coastal project.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have nothing because I failed this season. So let's bring TJ on.
God, that was depressing.
Thank you very much for having me.
What's going on, TJ?
Absolutely.
Oh, not much. I mean, I'm not having the best carpet season either, Eric, so don't worry about that. I only ended up with like 2 carpet clutches this year.
Okay.
But I told myself at the beginning of the year, I was like, if only the Apodora go for me, I'll be fine. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, I kind of wish I would have put a little more focus into some other stuff.
Damn it. Why did I do that?
Yeah, I kind of jinxed myself, but I'm definitely still okay with what I ended up with this season. So
it's weird that we're at that point in the year where it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, didn't get the damn Team Wars. I didn't get the freaking scrubs, and my white lip looked like she was going to lay, and then she ate, and now looks like she's not going to at all. And I'm like, shit. Those are the ones I really wanted. That's a crap year. God damn it. As like have 8 carpet clutches, a rough scale clutch, and a water python clutch. Plus, I've been now buried in corn snakes, rat snakes, king snakes, false water cobra, and other stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's a shit year. And I suck. It's like, it's just
feeding 200 babies.
Yeah, what an asshole am I?
I'm such a terrible breeder.
I'm such a dick. Like, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I should break down these babies. Do I have enough bins? Like it's... So you kind of gotta, everybody's from the outside looking in. But anyway, TJ, this is your first time talking with us on the show. So I do think we want to kind of get into a general of where you got your start, what led you to Morelia, and what the collection looks like currently.
Okay. So I grew up in Oregon where there's not a ton of reptiles, but I would kind of go around behind my elementary school. There was a little creek that had tadpoles and frogs in it, and during recess I would get in trouble about every day for sneaking tadpoles back to my desk.
I don't see the problem here.
Yeah, and so my mom eventually noticed my obsession and got me a bearded dragon. And then my older sister started dating a guy who had a full reptile room at his house. And in particular, he had a white lip python.
Okay.
And a big adult one. And I was probably in 6th grade. And I used to go over to his house and ask to hold that snake, which would light me up every single time.
That's a terrible decision.
So my town had like 8,000 people and 1 pet store, and that snake had been bought and then returned to that pet store like 3 or 4 times because it was just evil. And he became a friend. His name is Ryan. He was just great with snakes, and so he could just reach right in and pull that snake out, hand it to me, and just wait for me to get tagged, and then we would put it away. But the coolest snake I could find around that time at my local pet store was an Amazon tree boa. And so that was my first snake, which quickly became getting a carpet python and then getting some of those kind of things early on. And I had the Noah's Ark type collection through middle school and high school, where I had like a black throat monitor, and I had a couple, just like one retic, a Burmese python, just weird stuff that no pairs of anything. Just the random collection to show off to the local neighborhood.
Perfect.
And then I ended up moving to Arizona right after high school, and I had sold my collection, and I started building up a new one. And at the time, I was building my own cages, and then when I would build a new cage, and I would sell the old cage on Craigslist. And I went to sell an old cage, and a guy hit me up. He's like, "Hey, would you trade for a scrub python?" And I didn't know anything about scrubs. I was like,
so you immediately said yes. Like, yeah.
I went to King Snake. I was like, they're going for like $400 or $500. Like, I guess I could, that's more than I wanted for the cage. So I guess I could always sell it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I go to meet this guy, and this is, I'm not kidding, over a 10-foot Maruki scrub python.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Shoved inside of a 40-gallon glass breeder cage. And his whole face was like raw because the glass cage was on the ground. And so anytime his dog or anyone would walk by, it would just be hitting that screen lid.
Yeah.
And so I immediately was like, let me take this snake and get it the hell out of there. Mind you, I brought a cardboard box about this big, which it then broke out of the box.
No shit.
In the car on the drive home. So I'm emergency pulling to the side of the road, trying to shove a face back into the box. I was luckily close enough to my house. I just left him. I get home, and I'm 19. I'm living with my mom, and I am pulling a scrub out of the car as opposed to a box with a snake. And this snake was a handful, just a big wild caught adult scrub. And I really didn't know. I was in way over my head. At the time, I was a heavy lurker in the MP forums, and I came across a guy named Thunderwood on there, which, knowing back, is Evan Arumble.
Yeah.
And so I saw this guy in Arizona had a bunch of scrubs, and I kind of hit him up and was just like, "Hey, dude, I need a little bit of, like, how do you work with these things?"
Yeah.
And he kind of showed me the idea of like a transfer tub and all that kind of stuff. But he was like, "Hey, if you want to come down to my place," he lived in Sierra Vista, which is like by the Huachucas. I'm sure you guys know if you've gone herping for Willard Eye and stuff.
Yep.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went down there and I spent a week with him. Initially, it was a week. And at the time, he had that Barneck Rain.
Yeah, I remember.
So he had Rain and Solana. He had just bought out David Means and David Prada's scrub collection.
Yes.
And so I got down there and I walked into a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 bedrooms full of scrub pythons.
That is insanity.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
Evan was sleeping on the floor. And so naturally, I had to move in there as well. And so I moved my entire snake collection down to Sierra Vista and lived with Evan for like a summer, where basically he taught me just a lot about snakes. We went herping every single day.
Nice.
He showed me what it was like to be I thought I liked snakes. This dude loved snakes.
Well, yeah, if it's just a 2-bedroom apartment and you sleep on the floor.
Yeah. And so I was sleeping. He was nice enough to give me the couch in the living room, but I slept on the couch. He slept on the floor. We had 2 pit bulls there and an English bulldog and about 150 big snakes. And so it was...
Nice.
It was awesome. I learned a ton, and I'm super grateful for Evan for taking in some dumb young kid and teaching him. Like, he taught me a lot and just gave me a bunch of really good experiences. Like, I found Willard Eye mamas with babies.
Nice.
So many cool things. We were going and finding Lepidus clobberi every single day.
Cool.
But then I kind of had an opportunity to get to do the band thing. I grew up as a musician, and I ended up selling off my collection and focusing on music for close to 10 years. And or I guess it would be a little bit less than that, but I was like at the point of both my bands touring and everything before COVID, and then COVID happened, and I was like, damn, well, all the venues are closed, like all of our touring plans are canceled. I guess I will get a snake. And and at the time, my wife knew me as a musician, and as I kind of knew, or she kind of knew I had some snakes back then, so she didn't have any idea on what this could possibly snowball into. And so fast forward to now, I've just been building up my collection, and I pretty much jumped right back in for the past since like right around COVID. But I got right back into scrubs, carpets, all the weird kind of obscure stuff that's slowly becoming more and more popular. But yeah, so right now I'm sitting at probably, like, with babies that I've produced, I did a lot of birking of clutches.
Smart man.
And so from all my pairings, I was holding back like at least half a clutch for the first couple years, and so I really built up a big carpet collection. And then I mean, I've got like 10 or so scrubs of various ages. I did breed the bar necks in 2024. And so I held some back from them. I regretfully sold some really nice ones. But luckily they went to a local guy who bought a pair from me. And so, he's doing great with them. So hopefully he'll produce them someday. But, yeah, as of right now, my collection is, I would say, 50% carpet pythons. And then the other 50% is a mix of scrubs. I've got Jamaican boas, Amazon tree boas, emerald tree boas, green tree pythons, the Apodora, inland carpets, kind of a mishmash of all the arboreal stuff, I guess is what you could say I've got right now. And some boa morphs. I ended up with some cool boa genes through just happenstance of, like, I used to breed rodents on a pretty big scale, and I traded off some equipment for some really nice boa genes just because there's more, like, we've got really high-end boa breeders here in Phoenix, like Low Key Boas is here. We got Chad Tice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And, so if you want a really nice boa, it's easy to find here in Phoenix. And so, and those guys are willing to do trades for like rodent equipment and racks and stuff. So that's pretty much the only reason why I got into the boa projects that I do have. And luckily I have a boa that's due to lay any day now. So that'll be exciting and fun first for me. I've never done boas before.
That's
gross.
Cool.
It's gross.
I have to back up.
Just
what instrument do you play?
God damn it!
I've been a drummer forever.
Okay.
But I'm an engineer, so I would say the past like 10 years has been more so about producing and recording music. So now I write a lot of music on my own. I do play drums for a couple different projects, and I engineer and produce a couple different projects. But a lot of us, after COVID happened, we all kind of like got married and had kids, and we're like, maybe tour doesn't really sound that fun. I don't want to shove myself in a van with a bunch of you guys again. Like,
this is what Lucas said. Yeah, that was
like once you're an adult and you own your own bed and have your own, it's
you don't want to go back.
And now I have a daughter, a toddler, and another one on the way, so I don't even think I would do well on the road. I would just miss them too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too, is recording now. It's, did that whole thing, and now it's like, okay, I guess now it's time to stay at home and just focus on that. That's cool, man. Home. That's awesome.
I found creating is definitely more of I love playing live and everything, but as the drummer of like technical metal bands, my live performance is kind of stressful, and I'm running a computer and I got click tracks and everything in my ears, and I'm running everyone's sound, and so there's so much that can go wrong, just not even with my drumming, that I have to worry about, and I'm just stressing it, just hoping the equipment all works, and if something goes wrong, the whole band's gonna look to me and be like, dude, what's going on back there? So it's nice just to be able to write music and do that whole thing.
That's awesome. Very
Sorry,
cool.
Owen. We'll get back to the reptiles.
No worries. It's like I can't contribute. He'll never let me join the MPR band.
No.
So,
come on, Aaron.
Well, I thought you were a cowbell guy.
I mean, I could just do that.
There you go. You got it.
There's only one song. Like,
dude, you can put cowbell in everything.
Every song can use
it.
Turn the mic down. Or not,
That's why when no one buys the record, just turn the mic down.
You just be out there.
I'm just out there doing this, and nobody can hear me. Yeah.
Anyway, he's doing so good.
He's so happy.
So tell us about your carpet python collection. What's your do you have a focus? Do you have a subspecies that you focus on? Is it a little bit of everything? Is it
the
more
correct subspecies? Because
probably not.
We'll both judge you harshly on different ones.
The subspecies that I focus on is Darwin's for sure.
That's a weird one.
Yes. Okay.
Don't normally get that one.
I'll explain why. I think it's because when I was building my collection again, you go online and you look at the guys that do specialize in some of the subspecies, and I felt like it was going to be really hard for me to compare to Andrew Paris or like these guys that are 20 years deep into breeding jungles, or Nick Mutton with Breadlie, or I felt a lot of people were already specialists in the subspecies, and there wasn't a lot of people focusing on Darwins. Like, people do breed Darwins, but not a lot of people were trying to create their own look, like the West Papuan carpets. You've got refinement in 50 different directions. The Darwins have the same exact palette. Like, you can really and the Darwin that always stood out to me was that reduced pattern that Todd had. And so I for years was trying to get one of those snakes, and Chris Behoff was the only guy I think that was doing sales for Todd at the time. And when Todd was finally willing to let one go, Chris hit me up, and I definitely paid a pretty penny for that reduced pattern Darwin, probably more than anyone spent on a Darwin in 15 years. But I'm super happy.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
And so I wanted to try to focus on a look that was different. And if I was going to specialize in a subspecies, that is the look that is still eluding a lot of people on like reproduce. It's almost like the Stardust Diamond thing. Of they're popping up from parents that don't have the look. Like, I'm pretty sure Nick got one from Casey Lazick that was from not parents that didn't look like that.
Right.
I think Warren produced some with parents that didn't look like that.
I bought those.
Yeah, you got those. And I'm honestly, because when Nick talked about it, he's like, it's too extreme to be selective breeding, especially when, like, you think Nick, who's also been working on a striped Darwin with the same line. Like, it's the same exact, like, you think of all the people to selectively breed something extreme, Nick would have been able to do it over the years with his tigers. So I think, and even Nick says he thinks it's more than selective breeding. And this was when I talked to Nick about it a few years ago.
Right.
Like, he thinks there's another gene at play. However, everybody owns stuff from that same line. It's like this, I believe it's the Swedish line.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be really hard to prove it out, because technically that's buried in the line of all of the Swedish line stuff.
Yeah.
So all the albinos like probably have the potential to produce this. I think Todd did it because he was breeding. If you look back in the time when he hatched out the first one of these, he was producing so many clutches of Darwins every year.
Yeah.
Where if this is a look that pops up like 1 in 500, then you're probably gonna hit it. And so I think there is some selective breeding at play, but even when he paired together two that had this look, he raised up a couple, because mine came from that. Not all of them got it. And they also got varying degrees of it. Like Brandon has 2 as well. He has a pair, and they have different degrees, and it's a slightly different look. But no one's really figured out the mode of inheritance with this look, because I paired that guy to a 2013 albino, also from Todd, and didn't get any that came even close to that. And so it's not like
what did they look like? Did they look normal, just like normal banded Darwins?
I got some striping, some banded. I got the Paradox in that clutch too, but I got nothing that looks like it's even heading towards this direction. Like it looks almost kind of like, I guess, a standard striping that you would see. Like just a little bit of striping, but it's not like this thin stripe with the black outline. Like, this one, it's got something different going on. And it's hard for me to believe that it's like a polygenic trait that we're slowly going to build to that.
Because we're already here. I mean,
yeah, it's already there. And people have produced the full look without having any of the influence, or without the parents having any of that look. And so I'm really unsure. I'm raising up quite a few right now to breed together and then pair back to the dad. And then at that point, we'll see. But I don't think anybody's done it other than Todd. And even when I talked to Todd, he said he was kind of he was unsure about it because he hadn't tried to outcross it to anything else. I did outcross him into a caramel jag.
Well, that's over there. Yeah,
naturally.
As one would. Yeah.
What else would you do?
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
right there.
I just wanted to see, like,
please God, tell me I didn't produce the caramel jag.
Yeah. And no, you did not.
Thank God.
Yeah. So yeah, I held back some of those animals too, but none of them have that look at all. And so I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I'm curious. I'm sure Nick will somehow still be the first person to figure out how it goes, even though he just got one. Next year's the mode of inheritance.
I figured. Oh, damn it!
Got a full genome sequence on the snake.
Got it again.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
I would say with that snake too, you see stripes appear in other carpet pythons, so the Morelia, and like Eric and I like to talk about it, it's almost like there are 3. There's the back, and then there's the 2 on the sides. With that animal, first off, the where the head meets the neck, there is no like tiger little like pattern there. And then the back stripe isn't broad, it's narrow. And then there's nothing on the sides except for like little
portholes
way down low, almost like it's closer to the belly. And it's just like, that doesn't scream polygenic striping trait to me, because that's just not how I would see them. Even way back in the day when they were called tri-stripes and coastals and they were just brown, they still didn't look like that. Like the stripe was still more along the lines of a tiger, just not as good. So
I don't know, man. I'm with you. I don't understand what's going on, but I definitely love the look. And you know, as soon as I saw, I remember at Tinley, it was the first time I saw them. Todd had them, and I was like, "What the hell?" But I think they were like, I want to say they were like $1,000 or something. But at the time, I didn't have $1,000. I don't know if that's what they were or whatever.
2,000 for my mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I spent on my mail.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. We were broke, having gone just to Tinley with like little gray worms, but it was like, but that's the thing is, I think also that was kind of close to the height of Darwin albinos were starting to be produced. So it wasn't just that these things were striped. It was also there were albinos in the mix too, so it was a thing. But
yeah, you know what's interesting? I was watching a couple of your YouTube videos, right, just to get an idea of like what you were working with, and as I'm going through, I see you were talking about Darwin's, and you had this one. I just took a quick shot of it.
oh
and,
damn,
and I
Yeah.
said, and immediately I said, I was like, yeah, I have to start thinking about refining these, because a lot of the people that I know are so into poplin carpets, and to your point, like nobody's really focusing on doing anything selectively with Darwin's, because
Wow.
I don't know why, but look at that thing. And this is from the reduced pattern. It's got,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's got banding at the top, striping, and ocelot kind of pattern in the middle.
It's got a very reduced light head.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's definitely of the normals that I kept back. That was the lightest one, and then I kept the darkest one too. So like it threw out a super melanistic look, and then it threw out bright looks like that, and so it was all over the board, and so it was hard to determine holdbacks and everything. But I think I've still got 4 or 5. I think I've got 3 females and 2 males.
Okay.
Clutch.
Nice.
Yeah.
When they're hatch out, is this look as with the orange tones to it? Is that's definitely the lighter ones that you're seeing in the clutch?
Yeah, but honestly, there was like a drastic change with this snake in particular. It wasn't one I was thinking about at all until it shed one day, and I opened up the tub. I was like, "Oh my god,
dude!" Now that you do shows, like I've been at shows and been like, "Why the hell is this on the table?" Like, I'm like, I'm gonna put sold on this because I sold it to myself because I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not letting this go.
You see it in different lighting
Yes!
or something about it, and all of a sudden you're like, "What am I doing?" But
or it sheds right before you pack it up, and you pack it in the thing, and you're like, "Huh?" And then you take it to the show, and you're just like all day staring at it, going, "What? If this thing goes, I'm gonna regret this." Yeah.
That's what happened with the Barnecks that I sold to a friend locally. He was making payments to me, and when he was halfway through, it shed, and I was like, "Oh no!
Oh shit!
How do I tell this guy the snake's dead?"
How much of a friend is he? Like
his money just goes back into his account.
Yeah,
like,
"Hey, dude, I saw you return this.
What's going on? Nothing." I mean, that's
wow.
The good thing is keeping them close, but man, I think I was explaining this to somebody today because they were asking me about selling babies that I produced this year, and I said, "You got to understand, I am my best and worst customer because I'm going to go through everything first and be like this and this and this, and then like, but that's how you build your projects. You should go through your things and make sure that you have what you need checked first before you turn it loose. And yeah, every once in a while, the one you let go turns out to be a stunner, but you still want
Good
to have
marketing."
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Darwins have really, as far as subspecies go, have been my focus. Just because, maybe it's the musician side of me that wants to be a little bit different. And kind of do their own thing, and not be compared to other people's badass jungles when maybe it's going to take me several years to catch up.
Right.
Kind of things like that. But I do a lot of morph making, Frankenstein type projects. I really try to not get too up in arms, or I say this too much, but I like to maintain agnosticism pretty much across the board in everything in my life. Keeps me from getting stressed out. If I can just go with the flow and be like, cool, like that's a cool snake,
fun thing.
I wouldn't breed that, but that's a cool snake, good on you.
Sure. Right.
And so I do make a lot of morphs. I have my own opinions about Jags over the years. Like I feel like I've been trying to sell most of the Jags and not hold back Jags because of just it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's it's one of those things that I do have some that, like, my gamma is you can never tell that thing's neuro. It is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it's not, but there's a spectrum of it. And yeah, so I'm trying to steer away from holding back a lot of Jags. Sometimes I do end up keeping some back because if I pop out something that's just crazy looking, I want to keep it and figure out what's going on. But the past few years I've been doing I've been trying to do like double and triple het type pairings where I'm producing like het snow zebras that are pos het granite.
Jesus.
Nice.
And then hypos that are het albino pos het xanthic was a pairing I did last year.
Wow.
So and I did a hypo jag het xanthic to albino Darwin female, produce some real stunners. I also did hypo to gamma a couple years back, and
I saw that. Yeah.
What the hell did those look like?
I mean, to me, it was a way to try to take the hypo gene to the next level. I didn't think it was going to be like more badass than gamma, but I thought it was going to be a more shocking hypo.
Okay.
And so it kind of, because there's so much selective breeding with gammas, if you breed it to anything that's not a smoking jungle, like black, then
Yellow.
The babies are gonna be more dull.
Yeah.
But they definitely look cool. They're not amazing by any means, but I've got a couple, but it's another one of those Frankenstein pairings where I'm like, let's just see what happens.
But that's the building blocks, because at some point, like, what is it, Scream and all that stuff, where it's just like that, it's just all the things got crammed into one box that everything just came out fucking weird. Like, maybe now you got to get all the toys in the box and then see what happens.
Yeah, if you took, like, I know you have those extreme stonewash stuff, so like you could take that stuff to that stuff and just like
that.
Who
that's
knows?
a big plan, is to try to get that plugged into the gamma gene, and then also I want to take that and get it into like some xanthics and see what xanthic stonewash looks like.
A silvery blue stonewash. It's like almost like a poor man's silver peppered inland kind of a deal. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, all right, we can't get them, so I'm gonna make my own. Like,
And I mean, I'm sure you guys are vaguely aware of Vito Giannini. Yeah. So he used to live here in Arizona, and so a lot of my collection was built with stuff from his collection.
Okay.
And Vito was a morph making
man.
Yeah, dude. Like, he's really low key and off the grid. He doesn't post much anymore, but the last thing he posted was a Scream zebra that he had imported to a tiger jag pondro.
Holy
yeah, just to make the purist, make the purist squirm a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm like, okay, Jag Pondro.
Yeah, but it's that Jag Pondro, that the tiger Jag Pondro that's in the newest carpet python book.
Okay.
Right. So it almost looks like it's gamma color, like that really bright yellow. So yeah, it's, I guess you've got a mix between almost every carpet subspecies and a little bit from chondros there, because you've got the zebra, which is the Scream, so it's from Brettles, and then there's Jag in there too, and so you've got coastal, Brettles, jungle, and then whatever went into making the tiger Jag Pondro. But he posted one photo. I think the last thing Vito ever posted in Morelia Python radio group on Facebook was the results from that clutch. And it is just a bunch of weird looking carpets that you've never seen before.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, seeing him do some of these crazy pairings and getting to see the babies in person was really like, okay, I get what you're doing. Like, he wasn't great at marketing and showcasing the stuff that he had produced, but he had produced what he thought was super caramel, hypo, jag, zebra, het granite, het exanthic, like just the full mishmash of everything. And the babies looked amazing.
Right.
And so because he really chose well when it came to the genes that he was in the snakes that he was buying. So it wasn't like any whatever caramel jag getting thrown on, and it was really nice stuff he was working with.
That's cool. Is there a combo that you're after specifically? Like, is there something you want to produce?
I've been going after exanthic granite zebras for years now, and my female died after dropping her first clutch. I had an exanthic het granite and an exanthic zebra het granite. Paired them together. I didn't hit the exanthic granite or the exanthic zebra granite, and then she died. And so
damn it.
Yeah, she never recovered from the clutch, and so I've been raising up an exanthic zebra pos het granite to pair back to the dad. So that would be exanthic zebra pos het granite to exanthic zebra 100% het granite. And then I am raising up the het snow pos het granite zebras. So I held back 3 female zebras so I don't go through that same shit again of getting set back.
4 of them. There we go. That'll do it. Yeah.
And then for het snow stuff, I've got the zebra het snow pos het granite, and then I've produced a few, like I've got hypo het albino pos het exanthic.
Yep.
Mostly trying to get the snow stuff rolling. It's one of those combos that just seems like should be here.
I agree.
The double hets were made back. I think, wasn't that one of the first things that Tj Serpents was doing with the albinos?
Yeah.
Back in 2009?
Yeah, I think so.
It should have been done by now.
I remember Will Bird talking about snows about 2008.
Yeah.
I think it was. And here we are all these years later. I have a pair. I was telling Owen as I'm going through my collection and just like, I have a pair of double het snows that I've just been sitting on forever, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to breed these and make some snow
and I have
carpets.
to visibly shake him and be like, breathe them. He goes, I guess I will. I'm like, and then, but that's the thing is like, also not just snows. We should have more caramel
moon glows
stuff. We should have moon glows. We should have sun glows. Like there should be. We should be almost.
Well, I think you said you were trying that, right? You had a hypo albino exanthic.
I've got all the babies raising up for a bunch of these things, so it's gonna be another probably 2 years.
2 years,
but I just kind of saw no one, because I wanted them. I wanted the exanthic granite zebra, and no one had it. And so Vito is like, you're probably just gonna have to make it, dude. I've got the ingredients. And so a lot of this stuff. And it was just, I think it's kind of a good thing that carpets went through this this phase for the past while of keeping a lot of things pure. I think that really reinforced a lot of. There's a lot of pure animals now out there. That wasn't the case 10 years ago when all this shit started getting mixed together and everyone was just. Now people have kind of backed off, and we have our different sectors of like. No, just because I'm going to produce a snow zebra or whoever is going to doesn't mean that Nick Mutton is all of a sudden going to make crosses. And all the people that are huge fans of what Nick does, just because I do it or that they're coming in from Germany now or UK doesn't mean all those people are going to stop doing the pure stuff. I think there's enough passion behind it now, and maybe we needed to take that time to not keep blasting morphs and get the hobby a little more rooted and secured on like, do we actually have like solid animals? Do we actually know what we're working with here? And now that we're at the point, I think it's good to start mixing it up, especially with all the new people coming in and the new animals coming in from Germany. Has a lot of people like, whoa, this is what you can actually do with carpet pythons.
Right.
And they look sick. And albino is one of those genes that I think is impossible to photograph, but when you see them in person, they look so good. So I sell them so quick at shows that I think once a lot of these other genes start making their way in there, they're gonna look really cool. You might just have to see it in person. But I think that I don't know. I think that there's a good turn that's happening where we still have a core group of purists, if you will, and then we've got guys making morphs. Like, I think it's the perfect way to do it. Instead of having everyone in one camp, it kind of leaves an open avenue for other people. Like, I mean, the snakes from Germany. I mean, good on Phil for taking up that lane of our hobby, but we could have been doing this for a while. But
Somebody
we're
could
on
have
it.
been.
Yeah, we're on it now, and
yeah, I think for me, I don't know how you when I was doing that, I kind of was like you. I kind of did both, but it seemed like I started to go more towards the Frankenstein stuff. Clearly because I spent so much money, acquiring the animals and stuff like that. And I bred them and stuff, and I don't know, it just I ran into issues, and a lot of that had to do with Jag, I think, being mixed in with a lot of it. And I don't know, I kept missing like certain things, and I started to feel like, I don't mean this in a negative way, but like a ball python breeder where I'm just like putting snake with snake to make new snake, and there's no like the other side of my brain is going like, no, you have to selectively breed. Like, you can make an inland look like like a jungle looks like, and you can make a Popwin and a Darwin and a this and that and all this stuff look like amazing. So it's like, I don't know. I was sort of torn, and then I was like, maybe I should go this way because, like, to your point, it's starting to become a mess. I see what's happening in Australia where they've lost all these like locality pairings that they, or projects that they've had. And the one guy, Oliver, down there is trying to sort of get them back on the map and reintroduce them. And, but then you got to hunt them down and find them. And I don't know. I'm with you. I think that the two worlds are, we can live together and can be a good thing. I think those crazy looking morphs and stuff draw people in. And then maybe once they like really start to geek out about it, maybe they'll be like, oh, Darwins are pretty cool, or this one's pretty cool, or whatever. And, I could do just a Darwin project or a coastal project, or, whatever.
You can do both. Like, I mean, I have weird mixes, and then I have purity stuff. Like, I
think the thing I'm doing now, I don't know, you're probably doing the same, TJ, is like, taking that approach of refining the pure stuff, but doing it on the morph scale, if you will, like stellar animal to stellar animal, making stellar animals, that kind of approach.
I think that's one of the main things that like keeps us from looking like ball python breeders is carpet people 100% of the time don't just care about the gene. Right. They care about the quality of the gene, and because you can always find a B grade or really low quality whatever caramel, but like whatever it might be, people are gonna still gravitate and pay more for the better one. And carpet people just have that that mindset of like buy like good in, good out. Pretty much. And that's where I feel like the ball python community, it seems like they're kind of getting there. And they're also focusing more on like what animals look good as adults. And so like they're definitely making solid like changes, but carpet python breeders have been on the refine the gene game for a long time. And so I think that's what keeps us kind of, I guess, in a league of our own, and not looking just like we're burning genes and just trying to stack. Like, we're choosing the absolute best examples. But with carpets, you get a lot of different variations. So like, you have something to choose from, as opposed to maybe with ball pythons. I mean, I don't produce ball pythons, so maybe you just get that animal and you're glad you actually hit it, because smaller clutches, whatever it might be, you might be a long shot to hit another. So I mean,
I think that's kind of what I like about the carpets too, the refinement of it, so you can kind of go in your own direction and have your own look to what you can still have the same thing, but you sort of have, that's an Owen caramel or a Rogue caramel, as opposed to even like with Eric Hernandez and me when we did that red clutch, like his reds looked like I think it was Brian that bought one from each of us, and he kind of had them together, and you could see they're still the same thing, but they both have different looks. Like mine was more of the clean bone white red, and his and Eric's was more of the ornate pattern. I know you love that word, Owen.
Only because
Jags?
Well, yeah, that's what Talon was. When I bought Talon, he was a red hypo ornate jaguar. He was a jag. Everything
spent
else
extra
was,
for all those titles.
You spent, yeah. Oh yeah, he was $1,000.
Holy
tiny
shit!
Thing that he was. That was. I think I was even out of college at that point, so I think that was. No, I just graduated, so 2008. But his mother was a heavy pattern jag. Something no one wants, like we slapped ornate on it.
Yeah, right.
We did it. Like it's
right.
So that's the thing where it's like, I like the idea of refinement and of tweaking, and everybody's got their plans and their stuff, and that's what I live for. Is seeing the babies that I raised up become parents, and then see the babies that I envisioned their combos coming out of the egg. So that's what I think sets carpet people kind of aside from other breedings, because it just seems like ball pythons are like, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I hope it's never been seen before. Like boa people kind of maybe have that refinement of different localities and stuff like that. And I do see that ball python people, like you said, are kind of refining things now, but it always seemed like it was almost like a gold rush. It was, I don't care what the new thing looks like. I just want it to be new. Because then I can be like, I made the new thing. And it's where everything was kind of set aside with Morelia. It was the kind of like the green tree python basis. It was it's not going to be new, but I can make it better. I can make it look cooler. I can take it where I want to take it, where I think it can go. And that's kind of what I love about it. So
what other carpet stuff you got going on?
I mean, I've got a fair amount of weird, just like exanthic, het granite, caramel exanthic stuff that I produce that I've been holding back.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess it's mostly been just producing for the past few years, producing the double and triple het stuff, or post triple het. So nothing is like super exciting. I mean, hatching out the Paradox was one of the most
cool.
Amazing.
Cool.
And that's not even a morph, like a morph project. It was the
it's a weird little thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's like the main focus. I'm trying to not have every single project going and really kind of refine it. And so I've been trying to figure out what that refinement really is. And I'm trying to hit some of these combos. And once I hit them, I like to be able to hit them on a regular basis with those animals that I'm raising up. Just because, I mean, the local people here keep at like, hey, do you have any exanthic granites? Like people that are just getting into carpets.
Really?
And it's like,
people love exanthic granites, man. I don't know why. It's just,
or like hypoexantics, all the like top of the line shit. I'm like, hey man, I'm an up and comer still.
Like, dude, no.
Yeah.
What you see is what I got, man. Like I'm not hiding it in the back.
Haven't produced any since last week. But
well, because you asked, here it is under the table. Like it.
Yeah. So trying to get hypo plugged into more stuff. So I've held back probably like 10 hypos over the past few years.
That's a fun number. I like that. Like
yeah.
I like 10.
And just because I had a couple when I was building my collection, some of those like higher end animals where I bought a pair and then the female dies or the male rolls on you. And I'm like, I'm further back than square one. Like, what am I even going to do? And so, I've been really trying to have a good reserve tank of some of these animals just in case something goes haywire or anything like that. So right now I just want to raise up a lot of the stuff that I produced a couple years ago, so I can produce exanthic granite zebras, the ghost zebra, all those combos, the super caramel, super zebra, exantics. So I've got all that kind of stuff in the works. And started producing those in 2023. So they're
Okay.
they're getting pretty close. 2023 and 2024 is where a lot of that stuff took place of producing the double and triple het combo type
Nice.
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sucky thing about recessive stuff is like
It takes a while.
it takes a while, and you're producing animals, and it's kind of like these are gonna be cool.
And if you
One day.
lose somebody, and if you lose someone in the chain, you're like, crap. I have to find a het or a visual. Like, it's yeah.
And then raising up the Darwins I produced in 2023 to pair back to the reduced pattern. That's a huge focus of mine as well with the carpets. So it's mostly any gene I can get plugged into Xanthic, and then the Darwin projects. And with the Darwin projects, I've got a few different looks going on, and various animals I've kind of collected or held back. So next year I'm hoping to shoot for maybe like 3 or 4 Darwin clutches.
Nice.
And because I took a break from producing them because I was holding everything back, and then when I went to vend a show, all the albinos and all the normal Darwins sold so quick. And I was
really?
like, I was like, damn,
Normals, dude.
people want these. Yeah.
That's why I breed, like, out of all my bredli, my biggest female is a normal, and I will only throw another normal male to her because people just want normal bredli at shows because they want the pet Morelia. So yeah,
I sell a lot of people that come to my table have like 20 ball pythons and they want a carpet for the living room or something like that.
Yep.
And the albino, when they see it in person and they see that color palette, they're like, wow, holy cow. Like, I never knew that albino carpets could look like this. And so they're a really easy sell. And the variation that I've gotten over the few clutches I've gotten or that I've produced, it's insane. And so I feel like so many people probably don't hold them back long enough to really see them turn. But if people did, they would have a really hard time letting go of them, because every time I go to sell one, I'm like, man, could be a different line I could go, but I'm like, no, I don't need
I don't need another
dark
line.
and banded and striped. And so I tried to refine that down to just a few Darwin looks that I can play with, and I should be happy with that.
Okay.
The last time I produced albinos, it was a caramel head albino to a Darwin albino, 100%. And I had a pair that just would not sell, a male and a female. And one was clearly the caramel albino, and the other one was just a really high white, beautiful albino, the boy. And they both kind of just went this way. And every time I took them to a show, it was like, I could do another like albino project. I could do that. So she finally sold, I think 2 weeks ago, and he's still here. And I'm just like, I don't need him. I already have his father. Like, I don't need him. Like, I'm good. But it's difficult. And I do agree that I think a lot of people don't allow the carpets to develop. Like, it's the give them a year. It's like it's like this year's stock that I just produced. It's like, I'm going to sell a couple, but in a year, when they all come into their own, that's when they're going to go flying off the shelves. Right when I'm producing more little gray worms that no one cares about. So it's like that. They need almost that year to glow up into their stuff. And I think some people get discouraged and try to sell quick because they're like, oh my God, nothing's selling. And they just kind of kick them all out at $100 each or whatever to whatever. And you don't give it a chance to them to develop.
I've seen, I agree with you. And that's why I would burk the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
You created it.
You coined it, my friend. Yeah. So
I remember being made fun of very harshly for, why would you do that?
Whoa,
That's the dumbest thing ever.
Who here would make fun of you to your face?
We do have an archive of it. It's not like you can escape it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
One of the things that I notice a lot when I see albino Darwins, and maybe this is what you're talking about, but I'm just curious of your take on it, as you've seen a bunch of them or whatever. Some go lavender, some have more white, Some have this yellow, some have the yellow and the white. Like, what's the look that you like?
I like the stuff that has the lavender and the pink in it, because it just has this really cool wash through the whole snake. That I like anything that looks kind of chaotic and crazy. And
Right.
I found the ones that are just like the standard like yellow, where it's kind of the color palette is just slightly different. Those ones aren't really the look that I'm looking for. I like the ones, and especially you'll get the ones that go lavender, I find get this like highlighter yellow on them as well. And when it's next to the pink, you can see it really well.
Right.
So that's really anything that, and also anything that had a kind of reduced-ish type pattern, I held back because I thought it could be leaning towards the direction of the reduced pattern male.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So heavy banding, I honestly got rid of anything that was more banded. Even though I produced some really cool looking banded ones, it didn't seem like it was going in the right direction for the project. So got rid of those.
Do you see people responding to one or the other more so?
Anyone who sees the reduced pattern male freaks out about it. Like everyone's like, what is that? How do I get one of those? Like, good question. I don't know.
I'm working on it. I'm
trying to figure it out.
Like, once I know, you'll know.
But yeah, I found that people really like the normal Darwin. Especially when you've got it on a table with a bunch of jags and other stuff that is around the same age. The normal Darwin is more striking. Even maybe not if it's next to jungles, but if it's next to like a bunch of other like normals that came from crosses and stuff and jags. The Darwin on the table with that orange and
it's the orange, man. Yeah.
It pops and everyone notices it and they go, wow, the Darwin's really pretty. Like, that's the snake on the table that almost everybody will point to and just go, oh wow, that one's nice. Even if they're not carpet people. I think that orange just really stands out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool to hear you're doing that project. I like it.
Yeah.
Is there anything carpet wise you don't have that you're looking to get into?
I mean, I would love to have diamonds, but I don't know if I could really do them justice. Living in the desert. I would hate to get a really nice set of diamonds and watch them go downhill because I can't keep them cool enough. Like, I run, as far as my keeping goes, I'm 100% ambient. I don't have a single hot spot in any of my buildings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it gets hot. And if you, like, I have two separate buildings in my backyard. I'm currently in my baby building with some like overflow scrub pythons and random stuff in here. But in my adult building, it's just all ambient, and I run a swamp cooler hooked to a humidistat for my humidifier. And so that helps with cooling the building a little bit, but I also run a mini split, and I have the mini split set to like 84 year round. And the upper level of the room will hit about 90 degrees at the hottest point of the day. And then the lower level, like at the coolest point of night during summer, will probably only get down to like 80.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so there's a period of summertime that's kind of brutal around here. And I don't think diamonds would benefit from like the 3 or 4 months with no night drop. Like a drop,
probably not. Yeah.
Going from 90 to 80 is not super ideal. For other species, they seem to do fine with it. I used to get pretty freaked out when my room would get hot, like 89, 90, but it only hits that for a couple hours during the day. And then it drifts back down to about 84, 85. I keep it at about 70% humidity. So it's kind of brutal to work in there during the summer when it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, I can only
and
imagine that's not a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so my building kind of just does what it's gonna do, and I try not to fight it. This year I think we honestly had like 2 weeks of cold weather here in Arizona, and it got up to 100 degrees in March this year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
How the hell do you cool that down?
24/7 mini split.
Yeah, dear God.
That thing hasn't shut off in 3 years.
What's the thing where it's like there's that meme where it's like I hear my air conditioner running all the time. I will never financially recover for this. It's like
Yeah, that's
dear
pretty
God.
much how it goes being a snake keeper out here. But during this winter, I feel like what kind of affected my carpet breeding was it just not getting cold.
Yeah.
And I kept hoping like, okay, well, maybe the cold snap's going to happen next week. And then all of a sudden it's 100 degrees outside. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
any minute now.
Yeah. And so I kind of just frantically started throwing snakes together and made some stuff happen with the carpets. But I was really focusing on the Apodora and a scrub python that I did get a small clutch. One good egg, a bunch of bad ones, but that's one.
One egg is an
All
egg.
I need is one.
Yeah.
Before we transition into the Apodora, I'm just curious with the humidity. Do you think that it's important or not important when it comes to carpets?
Being dry out there.
So I think it's pretty important. I think I didn't put enough importance on it in the past because carpets just did fine. But now I don't know. I think there's an overall difference in look in a snake that's kept a little more humid than a snake that is kept a little more dry.
Okay. What are you seeing?
I feel like they have a cleaner, especially something like the Apodora, where they've got that real sensitive skin. They just glow and they shine when they're kept a little more humid. Where, I mean, not to say that they were like dull or anything when it was drier, but I found that there's a slight difference in how their scales look. A little bit more of a glossy look. They look more hydrated. I don't know what it is, but the main reason why I took that turn is I started keeping a good amount of emerald tree boas and green tree pythons, and so the carpets were honestly, I knew they would handle it, but I wasn't doing it for them. I made the room humid for the scrubs and the chondros and the emerald tree boas. And it's worked out great for everything. I mean, I can't tell you a huge difference in how the carpets are like shedding or anything, because they've always shed pretty fine. But the Apodora are a snake that notoriously shed in pieces. And they have great sheds for me since addressing the humidity. And also, my building is really tight, like airtight, and so anytime I would try to like mist bedding or spray, I would get mold issues pretty quickly. Even if I have a good amount of ventilation in the tub, the room doesn't have a ton of ventilation, and so I don't like having stuff wet. And keeping it humid has just more so been made life easier for the arboreal species. Living in the desert, it was a little bit of struggle, especially Amazon tree boas. That is the hardest snake to keep humid. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they took the longest, I feel like, for me to get consistently like good sheds out of. And I would keep them humid, I would spray them, but it wasn't until the ambient humidity was like pretty much constant 65, 70 that they just started working perfectly like all the other snakes do.
Do you cycle that humidity at all, ever, even at any point?
No, not really.
Constant?
I mean, if I go out of town, I shut off the humidifier because I go through 5 gallons of water a day.
Oh God, dear
God.
God.
Yeah, just to keep a building in the desert that humid, I open the door and walk in, and it drops down to 40. And I'm like, God damn it!
Jesus.
Oh man,
Jesus.
you have to have like one of those rooms into a room.
Yeah, like
like
a break. Yeah,
like ET
an
an
airlock. Yeah,
yeah. But the humidity mostly was for the other species. I think the carpets are just benefiting from it.
Right. I got
But
you.
yeah.
Okay. Chondros, real quick. What are you doing with chondros?
Any Biak I can find for less than $200 from a local guy.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
So here in the thing I've been doing is these arboreal species that people pick up at shows, and they'll have it for like a year or two, and they'll realize they live in the desert and don't have a snake room like I do to keep it humid, and they're having shedding issues, and I can kind of just vet the person of like, hey, can you send me a video of it feeding? Like, can you send me a video of it pooping? And I could take a person who just on a whim bought a green tree python at a show, and they're like, my kid left this with me and they went off to college. I was like, I'll give you $120 for it, man. And nice. I've had that like every arboreal of like chondros or emeralds I've gotten in that scenario from local people that had it in their collection for like a year. And then I quarantine hard when I get here, or when I get them here. And I've had great success with all my emeralds. I've even had some locking up recently, and all my I bought every chondro as a female, and so far I've got 2.1.
Excellent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I bought 2 pairs of I bought 1.3 of the emeralds, and I think I have 2.2. So I don't trust anyone's abilities to sex arboreal snakes. So.
Well, pretty soon they can do it by shed, right?
Yeah.
See, that's gonna change the game, but that also is gonna make it like. I feel like that was part of the cool thing about chondro guys, like unsexed, unchanged baby, get it out of here.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, I'm actually gonna have to
do
like,
something. Yeah.
But yeah, so the chondros, I want to just work on selectively breeding some Biak chondros, all wild caught. That way I can again work on my own look over time. Not have to take in lines that other people have been working on and refining over time. It would be cooler to me to do my own thing, maybe get my own look over some time.
That's kind of where my direction is as well. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not necessarily Biaks, but I like look a couple of different localities and kind of get my own kind of.
Yeah, I can just find Biaks pretty cheap.
Super easy,
here.
right?
It's the one that looks pretty as a little baby at the show, and they get it home and it can eat and
dude,
all
an
that.
adult Biak with the dragon head, the big long. Oh
Yeah.
They're pretty badass.
They're really cool snakes.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's talk some Apodora. So I don't know.
Yeah, how did you view that? Yeah,
thank you.
First of all, that's pretty freaking sweet. What an accomplishment! How long have you had them?
I think I got
process.
So I got them in 2022 or 2023. That first year, I got an infertile clutch from them.
Sure.
And then I was keeping them. All my snakes were in the house at that point, and once the Apodora ended up in the living room because the 8-foot cages couldn't fit around the corner to get into my snake room, my wife's like, can we do something about the 2 giant snakes in the living room? But I did breed them in there. And then I built my building in my backyard, and then I moved everything into there, and there was like a little bit of a period of. Also, I used to breed my own rodents, and I stopped breeding my own rodents, and that was a huge learning curve of not being able to just be like, oh, I can feed today. Let's go grab 50 rats. It's like, I've got to order a bunch of rats.
Yeah.
And I suck at counting on how many I need of what size. And so I'll sit on there on a website to order rodents for an hour, just like, oh, this sucks. I hate that. I want to be able to
How many do I need to feed twice? Like, I just want to feed twice. Yeah.
used to just be able to run in, grab rats, cull them off, and boom, feeding. But anyways, that I think that's why it took me a couple years to get back to where it was, is because my feeding abundance kind of had to change a little bit. I didn't have the same prey availability. But generally what I didn't do anything crazy. I tried to do anything that Ryan Young says like it's gospel. And so
Nice.
that's when I was building my room, I was like listening to the podcast he did about building his building and everything, and I took a lot of notes from that. Hit him up a couple times, ask him questions. I mean, I've really tried to emulate a lot of my system off what I think is the best guy to ever do it. And so it paid off. And the thing that I think I heard Ryan doing that was different than a lot of other people is with his endo stuff, he feeds through the pairing period. So he's feeding through the cooling period. And that's with the Apodora when I'm getting them. So with all my snakes, they take summer off of food. And then in the fall is when I really start hitting them hard with the meals. The Apodora, I don't go over the top. I just go consistent from fall. You're going to get like every week or 2 week feeding until you stop eating for me, essentially. So I start the feeding, and this year my first pairing was a battle. They went to war with each other.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I've put these snakes together. Like the first year that they produced an infertile clutch, they bred like 20 times. I would leave him in there for a week or two because every morning he'd be locking her up. So I thought that they liked each other.
Right.
And it hit that point in the year. This is like November when, or maybe it was December when I started to kind of get an idea of like, I think she's about good to go. Let's maybe throw them together. I put the male in there and I watched for about 30 minutes, and she was in her hide, and he poked his head in there, poked around, came back out. I was like, okay, they're fine. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be right there.
It's going to be immediate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went inside for about 15, 20 minutes, and I come out and I look in the cage, and they have those big Home Depot tubs, kind of like that guy right there for the hide, and the holes on the front. And so the lid is just a solid lid. But I walked in and the lid was like broken, sticking up. It took me a second. And I was like, what is going on? Why does that look like that? And I was like, wait a second. And I look, and there's just a beach ball size ball of snake. And I was like, oh my God, they're fighting. They're doing it. And so I go to pull the tub out, and it won't fit through the front of the animal.
Oh my God, no.
Because they have bubbled
it up.
And so I'm like squeezing these snakes down, trying to get the tub out. I finally get it out. It plops on the floor, and these snakes just roll out in a big ball. And I couldn't see the head. And when I grabbed my wife, I was like, my Apodora are killing each other right now, and I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, let me help you. I was like, okay, let's go.
All right. Yeah, okay.
So get in there, and I could get the male's tail unwound a little bit. So I handed the tail of the male to my wife, I spent 20 minutes unrolling these snakes to find they had bitten each other on the fucking face.
Oh my God.
Like that. And then they just went tightened every muscle that they had, and they hadn't moved in 15 minutes. And I'm like, these are two dead snakes
they
here.
Killed each other. Yeah.
I thought they had killed each other. If anything, like they're gonna be brain dead from no oxygen.
Right.
I was dumping rubbing alcohol on them. Nothing. I wasn't getting a response, and so I was so bummed. Like, God damn it, this sucks.
Oh man,
all pissed off. But I get the male unhooked, and my wife just drops the tail and runs out of the room. And so I got these two snakes sitting on the ground.
Thank you, but
the male looks up at me. He's like, "Fuck you!" and jumps out. So I'm like,
Jesus.
"Okay, he's good.
You're good."
I put him in the cage. The female still had herself wrapped up and was like choking herself out. And so I picked her up, set her in her cage. Her face is. the male's teeth went into the top of her head.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah. And so I put her back in and I just poked her in the face a couple times and she unwound herself and was totally back to normal. And everything was fine after that. It was just the biggest nightmare.
Were you fine?
No.
Yeah, I was saying like no.
I was a nervous wreck.
How the fuck did you even repair them? Like I would be like up against the glass, being like nice to each other.
So what I did was I fed that girl until she was laying completely inverted.
Okay.
Without ever even seeing the boy again. So she was completely upside down. I could see the follicles. I was like, if you're gonna kill him, then this just isn't meant to be. But he also was trying so hard to get to her that he was gonna kill himself, like trying to wedge his face into the side of the animal plastics cage.
Yep.
He was just trying so hard that I was like, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, I'll let her hurt you. Screw it. Come on. And put him in, and then it was just lock after lock. They probably locked like 15, 20 times over the span of, I mean, I would do the pair, I would put them together if everything's good, and he would go straight to work. 30 minutes he would have her locked up, so I would know we were good and I could walk away. But I would wait until he would let her go, and usually sometimes it would be like a full week. And so, but I would try to get them separated so I could feed her again. And it was pretty much put them together, separate them on like Thursday, feed them that day, let them chill for Friday, Saturday, and then maybe Saturday put them back together, leave them for a few more days. But that's the same process I follow with the scrubs and with the Apodora, where it's just pair, leave them, separate, feed them, put them back together throughout the whole cooling period. And it around March or so, I think, is when she finally ovulated. I think that's probably around the time period. But yeah, it was a good 2 months of pairing.
Okay. Is it so when they're together and they're sort of breeding or whatever, is there a point where the male will go away from the female, or do they constantly stay together?
There's like little bursts where I think she runs away from him.
Oh, really?
And I would have to catch him because she would like go into a different corner and coil herself up, and I would have to just kind of wait because I never wanted to separate if they were still like looking like they're about to lock.
Right.
But anytime I could, I would get in there, separate, try to feed them, and then eventually the female won't take a meal, and that's when I know I'm really looking good. And it's usually the ovulation is super soon, or it already happened and I missed it. I caught the ovulation on this one, and then I tried to feed a couple more times just to be sure, and she refused. And then I think it was 37 days after the post ovulation shed, she dropped the clutch, and she dropped 15 good ones and 1 bad one.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
awesome.
I have to oh no, not this screen. Sorry. I was going to share the picture of her on eggs.
Did she get dark? Like I know Eric's, when he had his, they get like really, really dark at certain points.
I didn't think she was too much darker than like normally. They do so much color changing just throughout the day that I feel like I would walk in and she would have that lateral stripe going on, and then another time I couldn't even see that little stripe on the side. And so I feel like they constantly are changing, as opposed to like when a scrub is gravid, they go noticeably dark. I didn't really notice that with this female.
Okay. And so are the eggs still cooking, or have they hatched at this point?
Still cooking.
Oh, okay. When's the due date?
Oh, probably like another 75 days.
God damn it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I think it's a 90-day incubation. Maybe we're closer to like 70 days now.
Oh, at normal Python temps, 87.
Yeah,
88?
that's how I'm gonna do it. I mean, I have my incubator set at 88, and
Yeah.
that the probe is up here, and so
Mhm.
down here, that's them right there and right there, split into two different sim boxes.
Nice.
Right there, they're probably around 86 to 87.
Okay. Just trucking
Those
along.
eggs look big.
They're
Oh,
like
yeah,
olive
they're
python
huge.
eggs. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited. I mean,
That'll be cool.
it's been the like on the top of the list for species I want to breed. So I feel like everything else is probably just gonna be like, not as cool. But
Yeah.
just getting to this point, especially I don't know. I've been working at it for a few years now, and
Yeah.
finally, I mean, granted, it's not. I know. Well, you guys both know what it's like to do the long game project. I know how long you waited for Ruffy eggs, Owen.
White lips and roughies, man. And
Yeah,
I'm still chasing them. It's just like, I will say it's fun for a new species every time,
Mhm.
but nothing hits better than the one that you were like, that it was the fight. It was the struggle. It was because, like, with roughies, I was in the same kind of boat you were with. You're talking about, like, I had this pair, then the female died, and it's like, shit. And then you had to get another one, and it was all this. So then it just became that thing. So with Apodora, especially after, I don't know why, but it seems like because Ryans tried to kill each other and then they laid eggs. So do they need the violence before the sweet
I don't know.
love? Like, I don't know
Could
what
be.
they want. Like, it's
Maybe.
I mean, Jesus.
I think
but-
Ryan's did. I think they got in a fight the first year that he paired or
Yes.
that he produced his
Yes.
as well.
Yep. I mean,
So
his male got carved up and he was like, he's going to die. And then I think he ate like a rat that week, like still kind of patched up. And then the same kind of deal. Like, I think she ovulated and he's like, all right, here we go. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of you trying to separate those snakes and knowing how freaking strong they are, man. Those snakes are
Yeah.
insanely strong. It's like I've never worked with a snake that's.
Well, that's the fun part too.
I've done
when they're-
retics, berms, African rocks, all of these things, and I've held an adult Owen Pelly, scrub pythons, all that stuff. But like to me, I don't know. There was just something about that snake that's another level of power. I think
Yeah.
I've told this story before, but I had him in like I got this wild caught one, and I had it in a 40-gallon breeder, like an aquarium thing that was just like a temporary quarantine thing, and it just goes like and broke the glass. Like, what the hell?
That sounds about Apodora.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't understand why Owen doesn't have these. Well,
I don't get it.
The sale's not going
Right.
too good. Like, it's you
But
telling
that's
me
right
these-
up your wheelhouse.
Oh, they try to
dude.
kill each other. They'll just break the
Oh,
glass out.
man.
I'm like,
So
Hard to
I love scrub pythons, but after getting the pair of Apodora, they probably took like that spot of like my favorite snake to work with. They are such a cool snake. I love that anytime I go in the room, the door opens, they'll come out of their hides and just see what's going on. My male is probably the most chill snake in my whole collection.
Really?
One of the only snakes that I can just really reach in and never really have to worry about him taking a shot. Pull him out and hold him. He's huge. Same length as the female, just look like more thin. And then my female is probably the worst snake to deal with in my collection.
it's opposites. Like,
Yeah, dude.
It's funny because
Complete.
my black-faced white lip are the same way. My male is totally cool. Female is a horror story, and he's the wild caught, and she is the captive born and bred. So it's like, so now the question is, you have 15 Apodora eggs. Are we burking the entire clutch?
Oh, hell no.
No? Why not? Like,
I don't have enough
I don't
room for that
understand.
many 8-foot
Yeah.
cages.
It's fine. Just another building.
Yeah.
The thing I'm excited about is I don't have to choose any based on appearance.
Right.
Yeah,
I can just
you're right.
choose the
You're
one,
right.
like either
Best
if it's
feeder.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
exactly temperament, feeder, whatever it is, and I will be more than happy to get rid of all those that are going to be eating small rats in 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 months.
And-
That's if you starve them.
Yeah,
it's-
exactly.
it's just-
And so they're not a snake I want a bunch of. I have a awesome pair that I love. I will probably keep a pair or maybe 2 pairs back. That's being 2 pairs would be a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I do keep them in the 8-foot animal plastics cage, the 8x30x15, or maybe it's 18, I think.
Okay. 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's a big cage. And then I also have scrubs that I keep in the 6-foot animal plastics of that same layout.
Yep.
So in my adult room, I've got like CB70 tubs and cages all the way to the ceiling on top of them. And then on the other wall, it's like ARS racks, focus cube racks, like to the ceiling. So I'm pretty much maxed out. So that's why some stuff, like I have this lone Wamina female, I think she's up there, Wamina Jaya type scrub, that kind of just gets overflowed into this building with stuff that doesn't really have a pair, and I can put in a big cage and people can check out and see when they come over.
Cool. Nice. Cool. Yeah. So the one thing I didn't ask is your Apodora that you bred, the pair you have, is that wild caught? Is that captive bred? Is it?
Yeah, they're wild caught. They're probably like 12 or 13 years old. Are you guys familiar with a guy named Kemper Ruth?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that name. Yeah.
Bred, he's from Arizona. He bred some really nice, people still have his line of Guyana boas, I believe.
Okay.
And so he had this pair for like 3 or 4 years, and the guy he got him from had them for, I think, 6 years. And so they were like 10 years long-term captive by the time I got them. But Kemper kept them. I bought the cages from him too, and he kept them in the room right next to each other, like where he never paired them. He just never had time for a few years. And so I think that male had just been sitting
waiting
for the opportunity, just like, finally, I'm going to get some. And so he has just been the best breeder. And I think that could be part of it, is that he just had to deal with smelling that female probably cycle once a year.
Yeah.
And Kemper being like, not the right time. I'm not really looking to breed this year. And then
he's like, let me in there. I'll do it. I'll do all the hard stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're older animals, like I would say 13 or 14 maybe.
Okay.
So to have her first good clutch at that age,
heck yeah, man.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Again, major congrats. That's cool. I can't wait to see them hatch out. You know,
if I can get them there, we're at the halfway.
You're cooking with gas, baby. Like you're already there. They're in the thing.
But I get it. I get the hesitation.
Listen. I didn't add water python to my list of pythons that I have bred until a baby had emerged from the egg. Then I'm like, now, like I get it. Like but
yeah.
I
wanted to. I don't know. Is there anything else, Owen, that you want to know about Apodora?
I had one question because you got. Not about Apodora, but you got a clutch of inlands.
No, I didn't get a clutch of inland. I'm raising up some young ones that Brandon Valentine produced in 2025.
Gotcha.
So I've got some from him.
Gotcha. I just was. We talked a little bit about the troubles of winter breeders in Arizona. I'm like, the hell do you do with a spring breeder? That like you're like, I'm in Pennsylvania and I'm like 50 degrees and that's what I do here. How the hell do you do that out there?
So I mean, the thing is, it does get cold, but normally it gets colder here for longer. And normally I think looking back, I should have been opening the windows to my building at night when it wasn't quite getting cold enough. It was probably still getting cold enough outside, but I usually don't have to address that. It just gets down to 45 degrees at night, and even though my building's trying to stay around 80, 85, it just gets cold. Yeah. And so it'll get to 70, sometimes 67 degrees I've seen in there during the winter. I didn't see that at all this year, and I waited too long, and I probably, looking back, should have opened up windows. And then I did get some with my scrub clutch, there was a lot of infertils, and with a carpet clutch, I had a lot of infertils. And I think that possibly what could have played a role in that is those two males were up kind of high in the racks, and I think they probably just didn't. Maybe they were kept too warm too long, that they didn't have a lot of viable sperm, or because I don't know if necessarily they have to get cold to have viable sperm, but I know that too much heat for too long will kill it. So especially with something like a scrub where it doesn't get super cold where they come from, I think that it still may have just been a little too warm too consistently, and that could have played a role. But I really don't know as far as that, but that was just my guess.
No, and I would agree with that, because I think Nick always talked about the time he finally built up his reptile building, and he like insulated the hell out of it, and then that year all his males, he got slug clutches everywhere. And I want to say that I kind of did the same thing when I moved out to this house, because I moved in December like any normal good snake breeder would do. And I was like,
terrible, by the way.
Shut up. All right. Never happening again. So, but I told you, bury me in the backyard. But the problem is that I think I was so concerned about them getting cold that I overcorrected, and I got a ton of slug clutches, one good carpet clutch, and then like I think that was my first year with Max, and they were all slugs and stuff like that, and I never got her to breed again. But it was just that whole thing of, I think, temperature for male sperm production is something that we kind of have to keep our eyeball on. But I think you're right. I don't think we have to freeze them. I think there has to be some temperature variation or something. Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely wanted to talk about Perch Craft.
Okay.
Something that you're doing. I thought that was pretty cool.
This sounds fun. I like purchase.
So I guess how this happened is my wife has a friend, and we went over to their house for a little dinner party one night, and I go in there, and the husband of my wife's friend had just 3D printed shit everywhere.
Yes.
It's my dad. Yeah.
The most random things. I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh, I 3D printed that. Like the coasters, of a tablet mount for the wall, a Mandalorian outfit. Like,
yes.
And I was like, dude,
yes. This is good use of 3D printer.
I've got some ideas for you. If you think you can do it. And I just showed him like what people are doing for perches. And he's like, I think we could do something like that and make it our own. And honestly, I just tell him like, hey, dude, how about a perch for this size tub? And he's like a computer wizard. He's a hacker by profession. And so he's like hacked his 3D printer and everything. So it's super fast. But a lot of it is done by him. I give him, and he's not a snake person at all. And he runs the website. He takes care of all the orders. He works from home, so as he's working, he will just be printing stuff beside him. And I just try to give him ideas, and I take pictures for the website, and I try to do most of the marketing stuff. We recently have started like sponsoring, like we sponsored Riley's YouTube channel, and that has been a pretty awesome sponsorship. Like right off the bat, a bunch of Riley's people came in and used Riley's discount code. So that was really cool. But we try to do it to where I'm not trying to gear towards the green tree python audience. So I'm doing it a little more for carpets. And so it's not as thin style branching, something that snakes more do the carpet drape over top of. Even though we have started doing stuff more geared towards chondros, the main design of our perches is for carpet pythons, and just try to continue to stay different from the other guys. There's like 3 or 4, I'd say, main guys doing it. David Brahms obviously being like the head honcho of it. We want to stay different enough from his designs to not look like we're copying anybody, but still be able to fulfill like the needs of snakes and everything, and hopefully give people something a little bit different, more color options. It's at shows they do great for kids that got a snake, and even if it's a ball python, they see the bright colored perch of whatever it may be. We have a ton of different color options, and so kids will come and pick out just a perch for their new snake that they got at shows. And so it's been pretty cool. It's been very casual until I think just recently we're starting to pick up the pace a little bit and get some more sponsorships going and all that. But every single snake in my collection is using one. It makes that is the whole reason I did it, was not so much for the business model, but just because it makes my life so much easier to have something to hold deli cups that is also a perch. Like they'll fit in CB70s, and you can still give a snake something to perch on in a CB70, or really we've got them for pretty much every kind of tub now. And even ones that hold adult carpets and stuff.
That's awesome.
I love this idea of having the two.
Yeah.
That's genius.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing I like about it is that they do stand on their own. Like the perches that lock into the side of the tub is awesome. And it's definitely the cleanest look, but I can literally pull the snake out and set it anywhere on that, as opposed to find some kind of thing to hold the perch that has to be held by the edges of the tub or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have another thing I thought was pretty cool was you have this Neo box, kind of like I know you were talking about it on your YouTube where it was like a gecko people do it, but you have these locks that sort of keep these.
I found that snakes can push out of those little magnetic things that geckos might not be able to. So we made some locks for it, and it's actually a surprisingly popular shoebox model that's off Amazon, and you can get them. It's like 12 of them for $40. And so if you want to do a rack, or if you don't want to do a rack and you want something that's a little more display-ish, the Neo boxes work pretty well. I mean, I do everything in racks. But when I had just one carpet clutch and I wanted to be able to like kind of showcase the little babies and everything, they worked really well. And especially for me who runs ambient, where I could just put one of those boxes anywhere in my room and it works out just fine. Yeah. And so I just thought it was a little cooler than a standard tub.
I like it. It's tall. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot. To me, it's like that's like the perfect size for a carpet. It's got height. Yeah. You got I like how you got in the one cage, you show how you can do the branch where it's going up the side. But the back, is that like that, or is that something that you get that fits into this system?
The back comes slotted like that, and we make an additional slot that fits in it that makes the size of the hole smaller, just in case like you put a little corn snake or something in there.
Something that gets out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we make a little insert for that back.
That's cool. I might have to look into that.
It's cool. I saw the gecko guys doing it. I was like, why are snake guys not doing this?
I love that, because it's something that I always think that we're behind the curve in certain things because we're not talking or checking out what other reptile people are doing with their animals. And it's like, oh shit, we can make that into our thing. And, I have 2 16, 15 quart racks, and I think those tubs are great if you can get those perches in there to add that level to it. But then I have a couple juvies that once they get too big for the 15, move up to the 32. And I love the idea of giving them a perch set up in that. So it's like they have their hide box, they have their water bowl, and then they have something they can get up on top of too. And it's just adding layers, and the snake can do whatever it wants. And
yeah. And I found it appeases the people that are going the people that would be like, wow, you're keeping your snake in such a barren, I wouldn't want to live in that boring ass tub. Like when you just throwing a perch in there, honestly, it spices it up enough that when you open it, you see a snake sitting on it. You're like, oh, that's cool. Like it takes away from the fact that you just have a snake sitting in a barren tub. Not that I don't think snakes care that much. It's not something that bothers me, but I don't like that perception of like having to explain to people my thoughts about why a snake doesn't need a whole room.
Right.
You can avoid some of that conversation by at least just giving them a little bit of something, even if it is in a tub. And honestly, the word enrichment now is like everybody at a reptile show will walk by like, this is great enrichment. Like they got the catchphrase. I'm like, hell yeah.
It is.
That's what it is. And it is.
It is.
But
they're not wrong, but
yeah, you're not wrong. But it's become such a topic in the snake world that I feel like trying to fight and go against the grain on it at this point is not too advantageous for anybody.
Right.
And just us as snake keepers can maybe meet them in the middle of like, okay, not a totally blank tub.
Right.
Because as I open a CB70 and there's just a snake and a water bowl in there, you're like, I don't want to take a photo of this setup. Like it doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
Like so at least if the snake's in there on a perch, I can open a tub and take a photo of the snake right there in its tub on the perch, and it looks good. And it looks like I put in a little bit of effort in the photo. But yeah, just that side note, I guess.
No, it makes sense, and I like the idea of pushing that envelope forward and figuring out different options, like not just the perching, but you also got rails for ceiling hides, which I love those because that gives any kind of arboreal snake I can hide up high. It's like, cool.
And then you never see your snake again.
Never again. Never. Honestly, I had to remove them from my Dunai cages because that was 2 5.5-foot pythons trying to cram themselves into a medium bin, and it's just like cockeyed, and I can't get it out. The two of them are in there, so I had to remove them. And it's
at least you could remove the tub from the cage.
I couldn't. It was like I had to break it almost. It was, but
TJ had with
exactly. Like also, I'm like, oh, it's a tiny little thing. You're fighting these, but it's that whole thing of that. Once they find that, like my roughies, they're always in their ceiling hides. Like always. Don't even know why I have cage bottoms for them. Like
just mount those in the ceiling in your snake room.
Exactly. Let's go there. Yeah. I mean, honest to God, my rhinos never get everything lives in a fucking ceiling hide.
I do like the idea of I do like how you're embracing the enrichment thing, let's say, if you will, and doing it in a way that breeders can still, it's easy to clean. It's, you know what I mean? So it's still providing the snake with the same thing. It's just that you're not necessarily seeing it in a little snapshot of nature that, you know, that's cool in itself. For sure. No doubt about it, you know. But like if you're breeding large groups of snakes, obviously you want things to be more efficient, more streamlined, easier to do all these things that we have to do to maintain a large collection. So I think this is like the perfect, you know, these 3D printed perches and gadgets and tools, and you know, it's like, it just seems like, you know, the people that are doing it, like you and you sort of have this problem and you're like, how do I fix it? Okay. I'm going to do this. You design it and boom, there you go. So
sorry, go ahead, Owen.
No, I mean, I just think it's people tend to not like enrichment for reptiles looks insanely different than enrichment for mammalian and stuff like that. And I think it's that hard disconnect where it's like, I threw a shed from a rival male into my other male's cage. Enrichment. Yeah, it pissed him off. It was enrichment. And I think a perching, a hide, that's all enrichment, and that's something that could help ease a snake in, calm down some of the more high-strung species. So why not? It's not gonna same thing with your humidity fun, Eric. It's like, does it hurt? No. Could it help? Yeah, maybe. So why not try it? So
Yeah. A big thing with using the perches, like I use the deli cups and the ones that hold deli cups. And I found that anytime I have like a deli cup in some kind of a holder on the ground, if I shut the tub and a little bit of water spills out, you just get this like nasty area around the water bowl.
Yep.
And I don't deal with that now because the area can kind of like dry itself because it's not like trapping humidity
Under the water bowl.
under
Yeah.
the water bowl and everything.
right.
So, and it keeps them from being able to get bedding into their water bowl. And I've been switching. I honestly go back and forth on bedding or paper. I'll switch everyone to bedding, and then I'll be like, I hate bedding, and switch everyone to paper.
Everybody back to paper.
I just did that.
Screw paper.
Oh,
Like,
it's a nightmare. Like I can't figure. Like what I like most is cypress mulch, and you can't get it in Arizona anymore. Like they used to carry it at Home Depot for $5 a bag. Now it's $30 for a small bag at the pet shop.
Yep.
And so I've switched to using aspen from Chewy. That way it's a huge bag and I can do bedding changes almost like I'm doing paper changes where I throw all the used bedding in my garden. So it's very easy to, I can dispose of it. I'm not having to fill up my trash cans with it or anything. I've got a big garden. I throw all my reptile bedding in, but, so yeah, I've been using aspen bedding and it molds really easily if you get it soaked in water. And so having all the water bowls elevated up makes it a lot easier.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but yeah.
It's
I was doing the bedding and I was doing like the coconut stuff.
Yep.
And I just don't like it. I just don't like it, man.
I use the
I
coconut.
switched back to paper and I'm like, I got to find a different way.
I have paper in the majority of my cages, but then I have coconut mixed with pine bark nuggets. Because if you go to Lowe's or whatever, they sell the pine bark mini nugs, and it's supposed to be like stuff you throw on top of, like they call it ground cover because it is like it's not the beautifully dyed or nutrient mulch that they try to get you to buy. It's just pine bark, but it's always wet. So mixing that with the coconut kind of gives the because I just get the dry breeder block of the coconut stuff. Mixing that together kind of like sucks the moisture out of the pine bark and kind of makes this nice mulch kind of thing mixture.
Okay.
That seems to work for, and I have that in a lot of the majority of the olive pythons, the white lips, the retic, Timors, and then like some of like the rainbow boas that like they need higher humidity and stuff like that. So, but then I'm adding it to a few more cages just because they're annoying. Like, the Argentine boa, because she has it out for me and stuff like that. And then every single colubrid, because otherwise I would just be changing paper every goddamn day. So, yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is your YouTube. One of the things that I talked to Riley about a lot and give him props for is that he's like the carpet python guy on YouTube, and we need more of it. And like, I got to get my butt into gear and start doing it. I know it's a pain in the ass or whatever, but kudos to you. Cause that's sort of like, I knew you, but for whatever reason, I didn't equate the two together. I don't know why. And then like, I'm like, oh, I know who this is. And then I'm like, okay. And then you start putting your carpets in. I'm like, oh, all right. He's got me.
Yeah.
Like,
so
oh,
I feel like I don't do super well with with social media and engaging with a lot of conversation. I'm not involved in like any snake groups. Most of my friends in real life are musicians. And so like I felt I was getting way too distant from the snake community, even though I'm working on really cool stuff that I'm really stoked and proud of. I felt like no one really knows who I am. And I feel like, I didn't want to go looking to join into, I guess, a clique of, or join into a community. I wanted to build one of my own. I think just just based on the fact that I have had some negative experiences with some of the bigger names, and I have had some altercations with some people that I'm like, wow, I don't like how that went. And I think that was just because we were talking via Facebook message. Like if we were talking on the phone, I feel like that would have gone totally different. And I feel like maybe it's the way that I talk online. I think I get kind of misconstrued a little bit sometimes. And so I was just like, I want to be able to do my own thing and attract the people that like what I'm doing instead of going and looking for people that want that I want to like me. I just want to start putting myself out there a little bit more in a form that is comfortable to me. Like, I don't think I'm going to be like jumping into groups anytime soon. I think I'm just going to try to continue to make my own content that works for me, even though I do have some friends that are like, dude, you suck at making your fucking thumbnails. Like, what are you doing?
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, thank you, Pandas Fauna, for all the critics. Anytime I post something, he's like, what is up with this, dude? Why are you doing that? Like, you need to be. And so I've got some people in my corner that are giving me a lot of useful tips, luckily.
Okay.
But ultimately I'm not a sensationalist type person. I'm not going to lean into that just for attention or clicks. That's like the opposite of me.
That's what I love.
Yeah, I just want to try to be myself and attract people that like me and the way that I do things, like and the music because I'm also trying to make music and put them in the videos to make them more of my own. So it's like an identity thing to me where it just feels like a fun creative outlet. And I just got back from vacation and I've had a busy past couple weeks, so I've been slacking the past few weeks, but I'm going to get back on making the YouTube content because I feel like it is important for me to try to be part of the community. I might just have to do it in my own way. Because I kind of struggle sometimes with online conversation. I'm not the best at it. So
me neither, man.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
But luckily, I mean, I have I have found a good little community of people, and a lot of them are locals, honestly.
That's awesome.
And people that don't even keep a lot of carpets, or maybe they keep completely other things. That has just been really nice as I've been opening up a little bit. I'm getting away from the kind of negative experiences that I had in the earlier times of the reptile. Like I got ripped off for money. Like
shit.
Yeah, I had some stuff that kind of played into me not wanting to be very social and being like, I'm doing this for the snakes. Like, I like snakes. I'm not doing this to make friends. But now that I am making friends along the way on this journey, it's been awesome to just to meet the wide group of people that I'm now in daily conversations with. It is really cool. Super thankful for that, and all the people that that fuck with me and like what I'm doing, because it goes against the grain. Like, if you're a purist carpet guy, like Nick probably does not like what I'm doing.
But in fairness to Nick, right, in all the years that I did the crosses and stuff, I talk to him all the time.
Yeah.
Like, he would be like, I'd never do that, but it's pretty damn cool.
That's the thing. You'd be like, that's an abomination, but it does look kind of cool looking. Like, yeah. Like, he'd give you the like, all right, but no.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Well,
yeah. I've definitely seen him commenting on some killer looking snakes in Australia, being like, so is this pure, or
what's going on with this?
And they're like, absolutely not. And he's like,
damn.
But he wanted to like it. He really wanted to.
Yeah, it was there.
It's like, just say the P word,
Just
man.
come on.
Just say the P word.
Right.
Give me one. It's like,
well, I'm glad that you decided to join us, man, because this was I had a great time talking.
Yeah.
Obviously, anytime talking carpets and pythons and all that stuff. So thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. And yeah, man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And
and I want to see pictures of baby Apodora popping out of eggs soon. Like,
hell yeah. I mean, thank you so much for having me on. Like, I've been listening to this since 2012, 2013. I don't know when it started.
Dear
but
Lord.
I
then.
remember one of the changing moments was Terry Phillip talking with you guys.
Yeah.
That really changed how I looked at snakes in general and started me down the path of keeping ambient and everything. And so many of even just a couple years ago, I was going back on Blog Talk and finding that episode that's not on Spotify or anything and looking for the old Terry Phillip episode. And any old Ryan Young or old Nick Mo, like what's some secret knowledge that they're not spitting out now?
Give me a nugget. Yeah.
Maybe they slipped up and gave back then. And so, yeah, I've been a huge fan of the show for so long and been following what you guys have been doing forever. And super appreciative to finally be on the most iconic reptile network or just this individual show. It has been long running forever. Man. Yeah. And so
we won't stop. We can't stop.
Good. It's you guys are on the Mount Rushmore of reptile podcasts.
Well, thanks, man.
Just the longevity at that point.
Yeah.
I mean them because they've been there forever, right?
Yeah.
By default.
By default. Yeah.
It's funny. That's actually the next episode that's going up on the archive.
Patreon
so I'll send you the link for it.
Okay, awesome.
You can go back and listen to.
I love those, and then your ears get blasted out by super hard clipping.
We fixed that.
Well,
we fixed that.
I think I fixed a lot of that. Like I took out the terrible music at the beginning, and I've kind of like double tracked them, and then I'm like compressing the shit out of them, and like I got them going through all this AI filters and stuff. So I'm not saying it's going to be great, but it's going to be better than it was.
Yeah.
Even how it was, the information was amazing. Like I loved listening to those early episodes.
Cool. I appreciate it. Well, all the links to your stuff, throw it out there. It's all going to be in the show notes, but just put it out there so people know where to go to find you, your YouTube channel, the perches, everything. The Perch Craft stuff, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty much Chambers.Serpents on everything. That's Instagram, Facebook, and then Perch.Craft. And then the website is just perchcraft.com.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm pretty much... I'm mostly active on Instagram. I don't do a whole lot on Facebook. So yeah, either the Perch Craft account or the Chamber Serpents account on Instagram, and then I think it's just Chamber Serpents on YouTube.
Cool. Like I said, all that will be in the show notes, and go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go buy some. I'm actually thinking about buying some of those cages. Those little cages for
little thingies.
Yeah.
Let me. I'll send you a discount code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else, Owen? Before we jump off?
No. This is coming out next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I saw you at Hamburg or Morgantown, hi. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you bought all the animals that were on my table and that I was able to go home at 11 o'clock.
Positive vibes. I like it.
I'm trying.
You sold out.
I'm trying so hard. There's only 13 animals I can bring. I had.
Come on, dude. You can sell 13 animals.
Yeah, I had 64 carpet pythons this past week, and I can bring 13 animals to the show. Right. Pisses me off. Anyway, that's all we have for everybody this week. So thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch everybody back here next time for some more Morelia Python Radio. Good night.